This mini review will be part of the Tribute and Benefit Concerts playlist. Hi everybody, yesterday was Farmaid 2024 from Saratoga Springs, New York. And every year for a couple years, I've been watching the webcast, and actually, yesterday I had forgotten about uh, forgotten about it, but I was able to start watching early enough in the morning yesterday that I was able to see a good portion of it, and I checked back throughout the day. Um, and I thought we would do a mini review of those artists that I did see. One of the artists that I was very much looking forward to after I saw who was in the lineup was Mavis Staples of the Staples Singers. And she did not disappoint. She did a lot of gospel tinged stuff, and she is, I believe, in her mid 80s, and she puts on one heck of a show. Um, I was really kind of disappointed though that she didn't close with I'll take you there, but with the limited amount of time that each act has at Farmaid, um, I guess she couldn't fit that in. But still, it was a heck of a performance. And one of the songs that she did was a song from a album that she recorded with Levon Helm years before he died, but it didn't see release till I think maybe last year. And she did that, but I don't know the name of the number. Um, Another good performance um, is uh, was by somebody that I don't know her. I forgot her last name. It will be in the lineup screen recording because I'm gonna put a screen recording of the lineup for Farmaid so you can see um, who played the show. And I was she is an African American performer. Her first name is Jessie, I believe, and she was really good. She really reminded me of Tracy Chapman. She has that kind of uh, you know, she has that kind of sound to her. And another performer that she really reminded me of, actually, when I first heard her voice, I thought it was the performer I'm going to mention in a second, but it wasn't. Uh, but another performer that she reminded me of was Ricky Lee Jones. Um, but but and of course, the standout performances for me were from the Farmaid boys, as I like to call them: Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Neil, and Dave Matthews. And Dave Matthews always performs with Tim Reynolds as an acoustic duo, um, which he was good as always. But one of the surprising things for me about Dave's performance was the fact that he brought out Lucas and Micah Nelson at the end of his set, and they did a beautiful rendition of The Wait by the band, which always kind of gets me emotional because I'm thinking of Levon, and he is no longer here, and it was especially poignant because Robbie Robinson just died, and I think they were maybe doing it as a tribute to him as well. But the only point of criticism that I have about the webcast, or about the festival this year, was John Mellencamp. It was good, but he just seemed to me like he was going through the motions. Actually, for the past couple years, because I've watched Farmaid for years, and actually I was at Farmaid 2011. But anyway, for the past couple years, it just seemed like John was going through the motions, and last year he sounded horrible, and but this year he sounded a little better, but not nearly as good as I've heard him in the past. And one of the bones of contention for me is that he just does the same songs every year in the same way. He never varies the arrangements, and but really the standout performance for me was that of Neil. I was expecting him to come out solo, but he came out with Willie's sons. He came out with a pared down version of Promise of the Real. Their drummer, Micah Nelson, and Promise of the Real's bass player, and Spooner Oldham played organ with them last night, which I was really excited to see, because I didn't know that Spooner was supposed to be playing with them. And actually, I found out while I was watching the set, I was like, that looks like Spooner. And I actually called my mom, and she confirmed it. And actually, I was looking on Facebook, and one of my Facebook friends actually said it too. So I was kind of overjoyed to see him play with Neil again, because to my knowledge he hadn't played with Neil for years, since 2006 or 2006, I believe. And but they did a tremendous set. I mean, tremendous. Neil started out with a couple tunes from Harvest Moon, from Hank Hendricks, Harvest Moon, and Unknown Legend. And I must admit, when he started Unknown Legend, I started to get teary, because I was thinking of Peggy, and that was one of the songs that Neil wrote for Peggy, and that um, it all. I was starting to get teary when he said the line, long blonde hair, uh, and working as a waitress, or but um, and then Neil did something that, um, to my knowledge, he hadn't done with a band, maybe at all ever in the and he hadn't done this song for a couple years. Uh, he did Journey to the Past, and I was super excited to see him do that because I had never seen him do it with a band, and it was just tremendous. And he also did Love Earth, from, I believe, World Record, which is a record that we will be discussing a little farther down the road. And then he closed with a blistering versions of Homegrown and Powderfinger. I thought they were tremendous, and he also did Heart of Gold. But it was nice to see him perform with a band at Farmaid, because I hadn't seen him perform with a band at Farmaid since, I believe, 2019, when he performed at with Promise of the Real right before the Harvest 50th anniversary came out, because he was doing a lot of stuff from Harvest that he hadn't done in years to kind of promote, the 50th anniversary edition. And one of the and one of the things I missed, and I kind of regret missing this, was Willie's set, but it got too late. So and two, I'm thinking about making this an annual thing, to where I do reviews of Farmaid every year, and kind of like I do for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And if you haven't donated to Farmaid, I urge you to do so, because it is a very worthy cause. And I believe you can, as a gift, I believe they are still offering the Farmaid 2024 t-shirt. And like I said, the screen recording will be a screen recording of the lineup from Farmaid this year, so you can see who all performed, because I just mentioned a couple. And so I hope you enjoy this. I'm also going to include a screenshot of Neil's set from Farmaid last night, so you can see what he did.